You struggling with anxiety? I don't know who isn't in days like this. But if you are, there's a lot of tools, techniques, support, information out there to help you manage. I'm just one of those, and maybe I can help you out a little bit. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Dee, and this is Easing Anxiety. I'm not a medical professional, therapist, or anything like that. I'm just someone who's been there and who can relate to what it's like living your life in fear. If you like what we do, please subscribe to our channel and let us know what you think in the comments. I am so glad you joined us. Thanks for stopping by. So, hello. This is my very first vlog of any kind I've ever done. This may be very apparent by the quality, but I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm going to get better. I promise we'll get better as we go along. For those of you who have followed me over from Benzo Free, thank you. And welcome to the new YouTube channel. I am so glad that you came over and decided to give us a chance and check out these videos. It's great to see you. And this is me. Hello there. For most of you who have been listening to our Benzo Free podcast, I have really never been on camera for that before. I was on one WBAD event we had about a year ago now. But since then and any other time, I've just been the voice on the podcast. Well, this is me. And it may help, it may hinder, I really don't know. But I'm here and I'm hoping we can make something of this YouTube channel. For those of you who are new and are just coming across this channel, welcome. Thank you so much for checking it out. Please let us know what you think. I really feed off of people's feedback. And that's what helps to guide all the things that we do here, the Benzo Free podcast, and now this Easing Anxiety YouTube channel. Our goal here is to help provide a variety of video and audio content that can help with chronic anxiety, extreme anxiety, or even just periodic that some of you might be facing with current conditions in the world today. As for me, I am D.E. Foster, but most people just call me D, just the initial, nothing complicated. I am the author of the book Benzo Free, The World of Anti-Anxiety Drugs and the Reality of Withdrawal, and host of the Benzo Free podcast now in its second year. I have dealt with anxiety on and off throughout my life, but it wasn't until I found I was dependent on an anti-anxiety drug for over 12 years that I really realized what extreme chronic anxiety was. It was a very difficult process to go through, but I learned so much in those years that I've been struggling. On the podcast, I started out by promising one primary thing above anything else, and that is, I'm going to be honest with you. This is me, raw, unfiltered, warts and all. I would say that all the time on the podcast. This is me, the warts and all. I'm going to talk about the bad things that I screwed up on and the good things I've discovered. I'm just going to share with you what I've gone through. Anxiety is such a personal, intimate struggle. I don't know how else to do something like this without being totally and completely honest. So I'm going to carry that over onto this YouTube channel and do the same here. Now, the main difference between the Benzo Free podcast and this channel is that this one is dedicated to anxiety. So why should I delay any longer in talking about what you came here to hear about? Let's talk anxiety. Whether your anxiety is chemically enhanced, as mine was with benzodiazepine withdrawal, or situationally amplified, as it is right now with the COVID-19 outbreak, or even if it's just anxiety you've dealt with periodically throughout your life or chronically, or you just started to have some anxiety recently. I really hope that our content here is going to help you. Let's face it, this situation is frightening. I know some people are way underreacting and some people are way overreacting, but even I have been getting scared lately. And I'm used to being scared. One thing I've noticed from those of us who have gone through the whole benzodependence and withdrawal thing is that we went through such an extreme trial, even life-threatening for many at times, and one that can be stretched out over a very long period of time. It's taught us a few things. And then since then, of course, working with people through the podcast and my book and the website kept teaching me more. There's so many things we can use to help us manage this thing we call anxiety. There are so many tools, so many techniques, so many philosophies that we can lean on to help us get through. As you can tell, I am not an actor. I am not. Maybe I have a little experience in voiceover now because I've been doing it for a while, but that's all off camera. You get on camera, things change. Like especially right now, when I look down at the teleprompter to read something and look back up, you can't do that. I got that from Video 101 back in college when I got my film degree, but it's one of those things where you kind of have to learn as you go. So being on camera is really new to me. I've always been behind the camera, even more so, I've been the screenwriter, and that was one of my previous jobs. So I'm not used to being the actor. So please forgive me. I'm going to get there, and we're going to work through this together. Oh, but for those of you who are new to anxiety, to severe anxiety, for those of you who this has never been a problem, but suddenly now with the whole COVID-19 thing, it's hitting you. And I know that's a lot of you because I have heard from many of you, especially people through the podcast and also friends and neighbors and other people who happen to know that I work with people on anxiety and have called me up and said, I need help. And I would just talk through them. I'm not a counselor, as I've said before. I'm not a therapist, but I am happy to listen. And I'm happy to help them find the tools that they might be able to use to help manage this time better. And there are a lot out there. Let's just talk about 3 quick tools. There's tons more, and we're going to cover these over upcoming videos that are happening on this channel. But right now, let's talk about 3 really quick tools that can help you manage your anxiety during times of stress such as these. The first one is one of the principles that's common in so many different religions and philosophies and psychological foundations, and that is detachment. Right now, the news out there, the world out there is scary as hell. And if we pay attention to that too much, it gets to be too much. Detaching and knowing when to detach from online media, from social media, from hearing all these horror stories. It is important in times of crisis like these to get the information you need. I am not saying don't do that. I think that is essential. And again, I'm not saying anything here. This is not advice. I'm just telling you my opinion and what has worked for me. But I have found that paying too much attention to the news of the day does nothing but depress you and increase your stress and anxiety. And then detach, do other things, do your job. If you can still do it from home, keep busy, spend time with your family, with your kids, with your parents, with your spouse, the ones that you're in your household primarily, and the other ones you can do remotely. If you are only thinking about this situation all the time, it will get to you. The anxiety will increase. The fear will keep going. There's a better way. Detach from that. Pull yourself back from that. Get the information you need to take care of yourself and your family, but then focus on something else. The second point I wanted to talk about today was lightness or humor. Here's the thing, is that finding this humor, finding the levity, even on this YouTube that I'm shooting right now, I'm trying to interject a little bit of humor. I'm trying as best I can, but it's what we need to do here and there. We got to allow ourselves to laugh. We got to allow ourselves to smile. Just yesterday, my wife pointed out a new YouTube video by John Krasinski, the actor from The Office, and he's at home and he started up a new YouTube channel called SGN, Some Good News. Many of you probably have seen this. It went viral. Last check, I think it already had 10 million views. Now, I'm not on social media much anymore. That was something I had to do to manage my anxiety during my withdrawal from benzodiazepines. But I do watch YouTube and I do email a lot, and some people have told me about this. I think it's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. He uses humor and he focuses only on good news. And I know there's a lot of other channels and stations out there that are doing the same thing. Please make sure that you balance out your informational input. Don't let it all be negative things about health, about the virus, about the economy, about the world, about politics. It just doesn't make for a happy person. We have to distract ourselves and we have to find a way to lift our spirits. So find time to laugh. Let yourself laugh. Laugh with your family. Laugh with your friends. Find places of levity. Find times when you don't have to focus on what's going on around you. And you can let that world pass by you for a little while without you being obsessed about what's going on. The third one I want to talk about is simply kindness and helping others. Now is the best time in the world to think of other people and help them because they need it. Whether it's somebody at risk, a deficient immune system, or somebody going through chemo, or an elderly person who really shouldn't be leaving their houses now because of the risk of the virus. Can you run errands for them? Can you get groceries for them? Are there things you can do? Can you mow lawns? Can you do gardening? Can you do something to help out people? The thing about this, the thing that's so magical about kindness and helping is that you actually feel good, the person you're helping feels good, and even the people who watch this feel good. In general, kindness is equally important. It's so easy for us to become very self-centered during times of crises because we go into the survival mode and we just focus on our own needs. We're so worried about not having enough and not getting through and protecting ourselves and our families. But these are also the times when people need help the most and need kindness the most. And kindness isn't only for others, it's also for yourself. If you screw up somewhere, if you do something wrong, or if you piss off somebody in your household because you all have been trapped in the same apartment for 20 days straight, try and step back and just remember to be kind. It's okay. These are trying times. You're gonna have problems, but you're gonna get through it. We're all gonna get through this. This is my first vlog, as you can tell. This is me, totally raw. I'm gonna just edit it together. I'm not scripting this very much. This is mostly improv. I'm just thinking of things to talk about and seeing how it goes. But that's what vlogs are, right? I mean, I've watched several of them in the past, and this is kind of what people do. I'm hoping that you find something of use here. I just mentioned 3 real quick steps to possibly helping you managing this. You know, all I know is that we're hurting. A lot of people are hurting out there. A lot of people are really scared and really frightened. And that's okay. That's okay. Don't be hard on yourself for being scared. Don't be hard on yourself for being frightened. It's okay. Those are just emotions and they are normal human responses to something like this. If these are things you haven't felt much lately or much at all through your life, welcome to the club. There are people like myself and so many others who have dealt with this our whole lives and have still often lived rich lives even with it. I want to thank you for joining me today. I realize this is a brand new channel and this is a brand new video and you have no idea who I am. But I know we're going to get better. I know these are going to be really informative. I know we have a lot of information to share that can be useful to anybody who's dealing with fear and anxiety. And I know right now, that's a lot of people. I am hoping that through these videos, through our meditation videos, through vlog recordings like this, through instructional videos that I'll be working on, you can find some of the information, but mostly some of the connection that you need to realize you're not alone in your anxiety. God, so many people, I would say most of the world right now is suffering from some type of anxiety. You are not alone. Thanks for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. And I hope you will come back and visit us and watch further videos. If you're at all interested, please hit subscribe and notifications and possibly even leave a comment to let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, what I might be able to change. If you want to reach me directly, you can do that easily on our feedback form at BenzoFree. Just go to benzofree.org/feedback. Fill out that form, hit submit, and it will go right to me. And I will read it and I will get back to you. Thank you for stopping by. I really hope this was helpful to you and that we can provide some help during difficult times like this. I'll see you next time. do, do, do I use my hands a lot? That was me almost touching the mic, but I notice I do. So if this is annoying, in editing, I will probably notice that and realize, put your hands by your side. Do I use my hands a lot? If I am, I'm sorry. Oh, that was me touching the mic. That's not good. I am going to be as honest as I can, warts and all. Excuse me. This is something that there are my hands. They're down into my pockets. Let's see how we do here. Get the information you know. But I do watch YouTube, and I do a break. Anything to help raise your spirits, anything to give you that break. Detachment is essential, but this is even more important of just finding a way, and there are my hands again, down, okay, of finding a way to, I do that on the podcast because nobody sees me and it just kind of gets into the emotion, but on video, I think it's probably pretty annoying. Hands again.